All right, everybody, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Uhuru. And I have the brother Julius with, hopefully I don't butcher it, Afemai TV. Did I say that right?
Afemai TV channel.
Afemai TV channel.
Yes.
The brother is Nigerian who's currently living in Alberta, Canada, correct?
Definitely.
Yeah, so today's topic is why are Nigerians choosing to immigrate to Canada over the U.S. and the UK? Now, and I had this discussion with a friend of mine, a couple of days ago, because I brought up, because this is my thing, and correct me if I'm wrong. I feel as if it is up to the Nigerian diaspora to rebuild Nigeria, because here in America, the Nigerian immigrants, Nigerian diaspora here in America, they are the most educated. They're the most educated immigrant group, or group period, out of everybody in America. But when I go to Nigeria, I don't see how that's benefiting Nigeria. Number two, so my friend said, well, America plays a role in destabilizing Nigeria. And so my argument was, then why are Nigerians coming to America or going to the UK if these countries are playing an active role in destabilizing your country? How about you migrate somewhere else? And he was like, well, actually, Nigerians are starting to migrate in large numbers to Canada. So you're in Canada. So we were just talking offline a little bit so we could start off from where we left, or I love to have that conversation live.
Okay.
Yeah. Why are Nigerians choosing or immigrating to Canada now over the UK and America?
Canada has a new prime minister, a young prime minister, and the president of Justin Trudeau. So he just did some amendment to Canadian law that allows people from different part of the continent, especially Africa and other places, that have a professional skill trade experience to come to Canada. And they call it like a special trade skill experience. Like some could be doctors, nurses, some could be like a special needs assistant provider. And some could be like, those that have handyman experience, like pipe fitters, iron benders, and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So then Canada has opened up a lot of opportunity for people to migrate and actually come living in the society and contribute to. But now, some of these Nigerians that I find out that they actually going to the US before coming to Canada, a lot of them actually obtain a legal US visa. Some of them are given maybe a year or 2 years, maybe because they're first time of applying. Because it's not easy, from what I heard, to apply for a Canadian visa in Nigeria to get it. And you must know, Canada has no embassy, Canadian embassy in Nigeria, from what I understood. You have to go to Ghana. You know what I mean? You have to go to Ghana. So Ghana is where Canadians have the embassy at. So a lot of Nigeria don't please with that. Like, oh, why should I have to go to Ghana to go for Canadian visa? So why the American embassy is right there in Nigeria there? So they feel more comfortable getting the US visa, maybe with the help of their family who is already in America with an invitation letter or stuff like that. You know what I mean? So now when they come to United States, and some of them have maybe pretty much overstayed or not even overstayed, but their mind and destination where they want to come to is Canada. Based on what I've just earlier explained to you, the reason why a lot of people want to come to Canada, because in Canada, when you come here, Canada, irrespective of either they're going to deny you to stay or not, at least you're going to have 1 year to stay with the refugee claimant. So they're going to accept you as a refugee status, and they're going to give you like a permanent working document for you to work. So that alone, some will say, you know what, if Canada can do that, I think I might have a future here. Believing, I've heard about over 4,000 Nigerians have came into Canada through illegal border means in the last 1 year, and most of them have been turned down with a refugee status.
Okay, they've been turned down in Canada.
Yes.
So if they're turned down in Canada, what's the Course of
So
action. You got to get on the first thing smoking back to Nigeria or come back to America.
they give them another opportunity. Some of them will get a lawyer to appeal, of course. You know, they have to be an appeal. So some of them will get a lawyer to appeal and kind of refurbish the statement or the story they're claiming. You know what I mean? And then some are
let's get into some of the stories. What kind of stories are they claiming?
I go through a lot of them online that I even heard. Some of them will come and say, oh, like a lady that already have 2 kids. That was the most funny one, that they were trying to circumcise her, and that is why she's running away. You've already married, you got 2 kids. How could they want to circumcise you? Actually, though, circumcision is part of our tradition back home. You know what I mean? I am not sure if people still do in these modern days, but I know for sure it's part of our tradition back home. We believe in circumcision, both male and female. But for a lady that has gotten married, that has 2 or 3 kids, now claiming asylum, political asylum in Canada, that they're trying to circumcise her, that I don't think is right. You know what I mean? And that is one. And then 2, you will hear about guys claiming not to be LGBT, that are gay. Why they're not gay? Because they know Canada kind of lenient to have, irrespective of your stature, who you are. Canada does not worry about that. So some of them will claim they are gay in Nigeria, and because they are gay, their family disown them, and people try to kill them. So that it was the reason they, come to Canada.
So are they really gay, or are they faking gay?
Oh man, they're not gay, man, bro.
Because I know in Nigeria that's not tolerated.
Man, I mean, there are gays in Nigeria, but no family wants to know in Nigeria that their son or their daughter is a gay or lesbian. So if they are gay, they're hiding it. It's not something that you could do here publicly, that it's like a right here. Everybody doesn't care who you are, irrespective of whatever you believe in. You know what I mean? But back home in Nigeria, people care. And you can't really associate yourself with the whole people, right? So some of them will say because some family came to find out that they were gay and they want to kill them, so that was the reason they ran away. That was one of the claims that I've come across, that I read about it. I'm like, whatever. But yeah, whatever, Yeah.
Let me read this statement real quick. And guys, I'm gonna send a link to a couple of you guys here later. We'll do somewhat of like call-in show, even though it's not really a call-in show. I just got to send you guys a link. So shoot me an email, but give me probably about 30, 45 minutes. Let's see here. It's really, and this is what I've been saying. It is really sad when Nigerians leave their country in order to build another. It's a shame, because Nigeria will be up for grabs. What are your thoughts on that statement in regard? In fact, let me ask you this. Why did you leave Nigeria?
I've been in Canada for 18 years. I'm a Canadian.
Okay.
I didn't go through desert. I didn't go through Mediterranean. I am a boxer. I boxed for Team Canada. You can check me out, Julius Izobo.
Okay.
I won the North American Boxing Championship in lightweight. So for me, I'm an athlete. Coming to Canada was as easy as you drinking a glass of water, because I'm a sportsman.
Okay.
And I came here, I competed, I represented Canada, I went to the national, and yeah, so that is my own. You know what I mean?
Okay. Let's see here. Then he says, Nigerians are not building other countries. They benefit from the infrastructure, industries, and institutions. They don't build anything. I disagree with that, but we'll move on. Okay. Getting a visa to America, you made it seem like it's easy. Like, hey, if you got a family member, they could sponsor you. But I'm hearing stories in Nigeria of Nigerians going to the U.S. Embassy to try to get a visa, the embassy taking their money, denying their visa, and keeping the money. So is it really that tough to get a visa, or easy to get a visa to America, or even Canada? Well, you got to go to Ghana to get a visa for Canada. So is it really that tough to get a visa to get to America?
I mean, it's all depending again. Everything in Nigeria is all about connections. Like, you've got to know somebody that will give you a letter that say, hey, I know someone at the embassy, go meet that person, blah, blah, blah. So few of them are able to, connect, and they will get a visa. Maybe if they're given a 10 visa in a day at the embassy, 3 will be for those that know someone, and the other 7 will be for the general public. So if you happen not to know anybody and you just go to apply because you want to go to the US, or because you got just an invitation of a friend that lives in the United States that say he or she is inviting you, there is chances that you might not get a visa. So somehow you might have to be connected with one of those called ministers and senators, and you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but again, it's part of the policy there that if you apply for a visa, either you are granted a visa or you're denied based on their findings, or based on that you're not qualified to go into the country, your money will not be refunded back to you. So I don't think I'm surprised to hear about that.
That's crazy. And I heard,
I know.
That's turned into a racket now, from my understanding, just denying people and not giving them their visa.
I know, because again, they are also seeing the population of people applying for visa.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, I mean, US Embassy is making money off that. Mm-hmm. In a week, you could see more than 100 people applying for the US visa. Maybe 10 might even get it, maybe. And that would be those are well connected, those that know someone that they know that going to the US is very genuine. But otherwise, the other people will be denied, irrespective of how much ever they pay, they're not going to get back the fund.
Mm-hmm. So why not box for Team Nigeria?
Actually, I boxed for Nigeria. I fought a lot in Nigeria.
Okay.
Of course, that is where I started my life. I'm 40 years old now.
Okay.
So I started boxing when I was 9 years old, back in my first year in secondary school. And I went to the state championship and went to the national. I represented Nigeria. And that was how I was able to get connection to come to Canada from the World Boxing Championship. I represented Nigeria in Bangkok, Thailand. And I got to the quarterfinal. I lost to one of the Cuban boxers called Joe Casamayo. Mm-hmm. So then the next opponent that fought Joe Casamayo was a Canadian. And he also got beaten by Joe Casamayo. But when I fought Joe Casamayo, the decision was pretty close. People were even saying that I won the fight because I'm a left-hander, I'm a southpaw. Casamayo is also a southpaw. But the Canadian guy got knocked out. And this guy came with all training kit and Adidas sponsorship, Nikes and everything. You would think he's going to win the gold, but he didn't even get to where I got to from someone that came from a third world country with barely one shoe that I had. You know what I mean? So the coach was interested, my coach, Doug Harder. So he was like, oh, nice guys. Like, you know, we started chatting and talking, and would you guys want to come train with us in Canada? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, I'm like, oh, yeah, why not? Why not? Right? Of course. Hello?
Yeah, I'm right here. Yeah, Kiana Salode says, check out Omoyele Sowore. You know him, the presidential candidate?
Actually, that was the guy that I was canvassing for, the person I was campaigning for. But unfortunately, the way things are going right now, I'm not sure if he's gonna get it. Yeah, that is the person I was going for.
I hope he wins. I don't think he's going to, but you know.
I mean, we already seen the result, even if they're not officially. We're seeing it, so it's not getting even close to at all. Your video kind of cut off, eh?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Let me Okay, I'm back. I was having some issues. I'm back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was having some issues. So, okay, guys, sorry about the technical difficulties. All right, the cold weather. How do you deal with that coming from Nigeria?
I mean, that was part of my culture shock. First time coming to Canada. I've never seen snow before, never seen, you know what I mean? So when I came, I remember my trainer, my coach came to pick me up at the airport with some of my friends, and they brought me a winter jacket. And I came out in the plane, I saw everywhere so white. I was like, what is this? They said it's snow. I never even knew what was snow before. I've never seen snow before. And then I remember, I keep telling people, I made a joke, so funny joke, but then I was so serious with the joke. I'm like, oh my God, you guys are blessed here with money. They're like, wow. I'm like, these are all eyes on the ground. Do you know we can put these eyes in the bags and sell it? People will buy it. It was so funny. It was so funny, man. Oh. But then a lot of people were just laughing at me. I'm like, why are you guys laughing? They say, you cannot do this. You can't. It's dirty. Because back home in Nigeria, you won't blame me. People have no money to buy fridge. The light, the power there is nothing to talk about. So those that have money to buy fridge, they will buy some like bags of bread, you know, breads and the bags. They'll
Mhm.
put water in it and put it in the freezer for block, and people will start buying it. So when I came, that was my first idea. Man, I could make money here. Look at. So people were just laughing at me. My boys and the trainer was laughing like, no, you can't. Yeah, that was part of my culture shock. I still remember saying that then, but then that was based on my experience just coming from Africa. Never seen anything that's wow to me before. You know what I mean? But yeah, talking about how I've handled the code. Like I said, I've been here for 18 years. You know, I mean, you never get used to it, but I think I've gotten used to it
Mhm.
better than my first 2 years that I arrived here.
Guys, let's get the likes up. We have 150 people watching, only 35 likes. Please hit that like button. Let's get the likes up. So what opportunities are in Canada that aren't in the US or the UK?
I mean, I don't really know. I don't really know much, but like I said before, all I know that Canada has a new policy now that allows people that have a professional skill, professional trade to come into Canada.
Mhm.
Doctors, nurses, social workers, teachers, or like people that have trade like pipe fitters, iron benders, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So that alone has attracted people that they want to come to Canada because of that experience. I have people who just graduated from nursing school in Nigeria. And they're calling me, brother, could you please help us? We hear Canada is looking for nurses. I'm like, yeah, but you haven't got no experience. At least you need to go work experience. This is what you have, right? Is just a BSc showing that you're a nurse graduating from school afresh. That is not what Canada needed. Canada wants you to at least be on the field, get some couple years experience. And then moreover, I told them it's not just about that. You have to do some assessment
All right.
because they go through a lot of assessment too. And again, I mean, I'm not trying to bring the image of my country down. Sometimes, I mean, our school back home is not that, the standard is not up to here. I could say someone that has a BSc degree back in Nigeria, except if that person is A1, if that person comes to Canada, believe me, even a grade 12 student will do better than that person because most of our school back in Nigeria is handout. They buy handout from the lecturers. The lecturer will print a handout, say you got to buy my handout. Then I'll give you marks. Or we have a situation where lecturers are soliciting grads to come over and have a one time, before he or she give them marks. So a lot of them do one thing or other to get marks from the lecturer. It's not because of their mental, intellectual, or their experience or how they're well educated. That I know for sure. I know for sure.
See what else we got here in the chat room. Now, do you ever plan on going back to Nigeria and maybe helping out with the boxing there, or is it pretty much Canada or bust?
I mean, this is where I've lived my life in the last 18 years, but I've been home. 18 years, I've been home for like 3 times, and I'm planning going this year again. The last time I went was
Hold
5
on, let me
years
stop
ago.
you right there. I didn't been in Nigeria in the past 6 months, and you've been in since for the last 18 years.
Oh yeah.
It'll be I'll leave for Nigeria next week. It'll be my 5th time and since August.
Wow. I guess so. Because I went home last 4 years. I mean, yeah, 4 years ago. This December is going to be 5 years I went last, but for sure I'm going this December.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be 5 years that I visited last.
I mean, like, so when you get to Nigeria, like last time you went to Nigeria, like what were your thoughts? How do you feel? Do you get depressed? Like, I mean, what are your thoughts on Nigeria in the future?
I mean, that is why we actually canvassed, supporting the new candidate to emerge as the president of Nigeria, and especially someone like Amoyole Sowore, who has been in the United States for about 20 years. But again, Nigeria is a society that is so corrupt that we still believe in our old people, the people that that got independent from the Great Britain since 1960.
Mm-hmm.
Like the present incumbent we have right now. This man is about 80 years old, man.
Buhari, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the opposition guy is about 73 years old. Where we have people like Omoyole Sowore, Kinsley, we have Dr. A.B. Sekuli, well-educated, well-vocal people. But unfortunately, Nigeria is a society that still believes in the old people, them. because they keep saying these guys are well educated that I've just mentioned their name, but they haven't got no experience. So I'm like, but which experience do these old people really have? Because if they have got experience, Nigeria wouldn't have been the way it's still today. After getting independent from the Great Britain, you can't see anything to talk about in Nigeria, really. The roads are nothing to talk about. The power, electricity is zero. I have families, I got siblings back home that I'm still supporting. Every now and then I support them with money because the electricity has not been on for like a week, 2 weeks.
Okay, what part of Nigeria are you from?
I'm from Edo State, Benin City.
Benin City? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know that the few times I've been going back to Osun State to Osobo, the electricity issue is getting better. So like the first time I went in August, it was off like 3 hours in the morning. It was off another like 3 hours in the evening. This last time I went in December, the electricity was only off like 3 hours the whole day. So it's starting to get better.
Wow, that's amazing to hear about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to know about that. But like I said, my place that I come for, I'm not sure. Maybe they are rationing it. I'm not sure. But yeah, from Edo State, it's something that I know of.
Oh wow, that's crazy. I need to go to Benin City soon.
Oh, definitely. That would be nice.
When you going? So when are you going back to Nigeria?
I want to go this December.
Coming up.
Yeah, this coming up December.
Okay, if you go, because I plan on being in Nigeria December 2, I'll come meet you in Benin City.
Oh, for sure, bro. For sure, man.
I need a couch to crash. You got a couch I can crash on? You got a couch? Or
don't worry, man. I got 5-bedroom duplex that I built already there, so no, you don't need a couch.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you. So I will definitely come to Benin City.
Hopefully, for sure, man.
Hopefully I can meet the king or the
Oba.
The Oba. Yeah, I'd love to meet the Oba.
Oh, that would be nice. We can make a move towards that for sure.
Donnie Draco says you are wrong about the power situation. I promise you, this last time I was in Nigeria, in Osun State, in Osobo, the power was only out like 3 or 4 hours for the day. The first time I went, it was out like 6-7 hours per day. So it's improved. Definitely, it's improved.
Maybe some parts, maybe like you say, Osun State, but again, from Benin City that I know of, Edo State. Even last 2 months, the governor has to have an emergency meeting with the so-called power something directors. And then he was like, how come those people have not been enjoying light? Because irrespective whether you have light or not, at the end of the month, they're still going to bring you a bill. They will bring you a bill that you got to pay your light bill. And these guys like, we haven't got lights sometime in the week.
So you have no light, but you still got to pay the light bill.
Yes. You know what I mean?
So the diaspora, Black Americans like myself who are interested in relocating to Canada, like, how do you feel when people say, look, I'm not Canada, I'm from Nigeria. How do you feel when people like myself say, look, I believe in Nigeria. I believe Nigeria is not a failed state, because I hear this from some people saying Nigeria is a failed state. For people who are optimistic and believe in Nigeria and that Nigeria is the future, like what would you tell them?
I mean, Nigeria is actually the future, because if you look at Africa generally right now, anything that happens in Nigeria, a lot of people take it as Africa as a whole. If you look at the population, we got it over every African countries. If you look at the GDP in Africa, I think Nigeria and South Africa, we are, in between 1 and 2. We're always competing. Nigeria is a blessed state. Nigeria is a great country. Don't get me wrong. We are very welcome people. We are very warm and welcome people. The place is beautiful. But again, when you're talking about places that has no light, a place that has no good road, a place that has no security, that is the most important thing. A place that you could be walking on the street, someone could cut your wristwatch out of your hands in the daytime. A place that you could be kidnapped.
Let me say this. This from the news that I get, I've been, somewhat studying Nigeria as much as possible. Edo State, where you're from, Anambra State, and of course you got the Boko Haram in the north. Those are like the most dangerous places in Nigeria. Like, I think there's more stuff that goes on in like Edo State and Anambra State versus Lagos State.
Yes.
I mean, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, is that a good assessment or?
Yeah, it is a good assessment because again, you cannot compare Edo State right now to Lagos State. Lagos State is the commercial city of Nigeria. So the security there in Lagos State is okay, a little bit okay, but not that excellent. And then when you compare to Edo State, there's no security at all. There's boys that are in cultists. They're in cultism.
Yeah, Yahoo boys, the Yahoo boys.
Killing themselves. And then you could be sleeping at night. Boys will jump into your fence. Like in Nigeria right now, I built my five-bedroom duplex. I built over 11 feet fence, high fence with electrocuted cord over my fence. Because people will jump over your fence at night time. Like people there in Edo State, the way they are being, the mindset in Edo State is different from the mindset of people in Lagos. So when I'm talking based on my experience of the place that I know much better, Edo State, that I come from. Just like we were saying that Osun State have light, but I'm telling you, Edo State has nothing to compare to light. Even if they have, the light is going to be as little as the yolk of egg. I remember if I go home, I have to put fuel in my generator pretty much all day because the capacity of the light, there's nothing that you can do, you can achieve anything with at all. So yeah, Edo State it's one of those states that I'm going to tell any person going there, if you have nobody that you're going with, it's a place you cannot go by yourself. I would advise you stay out there. And then when you talk about the northern part of Nigeria to like Borno, those are like no-going area. And then when you now talk about River State, Anambra State, again, those are where we have the Niger Delta boys, the militant group.
Right.
Where they're blowing the pipelines every day like it's like nothing because they felt the federal government has disappointed them. Because that is where the resources of Nigeria is coming out from. And you'll be thinking Nigeria would have developed that even community or that area or that state, but no. So those boys there, when you go there, they see you as a foreigner, you are a target to them because why? No matter how much they're going to get from you, they would like to kidnap you so that at least they will take that money from you. And then some of them will even want federal government to get involved, like a bargain with your life to release you so that they will get some fund from the government or however they're going to get the money. So those are the places I'm going to tell you to, like, you need to stay up, except if you're going with someone that comes from that area that will assure your safety. I say, okay, let's go. You're a guarantee of your safety when I'm around with you. But if you're talking about going to Lagos, I would say, yeah, I'll give you a thumbs up. You go to Lagos. Lagos is kind of safe. You know what I mean? You have never heard about any of these so-called.
Yeah, because like I said, when I'm trying to keep up with Nigerian news, is Edo State, Anambra State, like you said, River State, and of course the North for Boko Haram.
Yeah.
But Edo State is like they just be all types of just crazy shit be going on in Edo State, like these Yahoo boys and not. It's just wild.
I know. I mean, that is my state. I know. I mean, sometimes if I want to go home, I'm very skeptical, like, so scared, like, do I really want to go? That is sometimes if I haven't got, like, I went last 5 years ago, I'm thinking of going this December, which definitely I'm going to be going. But when you start thinking, I want to go home, and then you start thinking, does it really worth it going home? Because that state is not safe at all.
That's great. Somebody in the chat room says Nigeria has a $2,000 GDP. I guess that's what per person. Is that what you mean? Person in the chat room? Is that per family? Well, I know this. Like my friend who lives in Osun State in Osobo, he has a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, I guess, apartment, and he only pays $800 for the year.
Yeah, I know.
So the rents are cheap.
Pretty cheap, of course.
Yeah. Now, he might not have electricity the full day, but, the rent is cheap. The rent is cheap. You have a fellow brother from Nigeria who lives in Canada who's gonna hop on here in a second. Guys, let's see here. Let's get please hit the like button. There's 214 people watching, only 72 likes. Let's hit that like button. And the Yahoo boys are not the threats, it's the cults, the gangs. I thought the Yahoo boys were the cults.
I mean, some group of boys groom themselves. They're like in like a fraternity. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they're in a fraternity, so it's called cultism. They will be like, some will say they're IA, some will say they're or Shun. Some will say that they name themselves based on the, and they have like a beret they're wearing. Some will wear like red beret. So when you see them, you know the fraternity they belongs to. Some will wear the blue, some will wear the blacks, and then they will start fighting within themselves. And again, what is it? Some are fighting because of girlfriend. He took my girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Okay, but then they'll go and kill the girlfriend too, right?
Oh yes, they will even murder the whole family of the girl. And they are so dangerous. You know?
I was reading some stories about that in Benin City, where they will go and kill go get the girls too. Because I've been noticing there's a lot of girls they go after.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, guys, girls of the thing. A lot of this infighting within them start because of girlfriend. Like, oh, he's talking with my girlfriend. He's wanted to hook up with my girlfriend, and then he's gonna bring his fraternity team, meet the other guys, and they're gonna murder him. And the other guys want to go back and revenge, so they don't care how many people you're with. The day they're going to attack you, they're gonna kill everybody.
Oh wow, that's
yeah, that's how bad they are and dangerous they are.
I mean, what do we need to do to put a stop to this? I mean, this is, you know, ridiculous.
I mean, the government, they're still trying. But again, the funny thing though, you think there's no police in Nigeria or there's no security agencies. They are there. They are trying. You'll be thinking the more they're arresting people, the more you think the crime rate will reduce. The more they're arresting, the more these guys are even coming up again. So you're like, what is really going on? Nigeria is a blessed nation, like I said, blessed state.
It is. I love Nigeria.
The population of Christianity in Nigeria is greater than any country in the world. When you talk about 10 richest great pastors in the world, they are Nigerians. 5 of them will be Nigerian with private jet.
You know they be hustling that money. So
you go to a Nigerian, from every block to every block, there are churches there. Yeah. Nigeria have churches from letter A to letter Z. So you'll be thinking God should be in Nigeria, but it's the other way around. It is the other way around.
Do you think it's because Nigerians turned away from their indigenous religion? That's why that's part of the problem? You think that's part of the problem?
I mean, I can't really say about that. I mean, I don't know what it is, what could be the problem. But I just think, again, it's based on the amount of corruption that is in Nigeria, where few are the one embezzling the Nigerian resources, while majorities are suffering. Average Nigerians are living on $1 a day. You know what I mean? So how could you survive with $1 a day? Okay, let me talk about the Nigerian politicians.
Go ahead.
A Nigerian senator, he's earning about 30 million naira annually.
Let's do the math on that. So the exchange rate is about 360. You said 30 million?
13 million, 13.
Okay, let's do the math on that. Hold on, let me do the math. Hold on, let me.
Yes.
Calendar. Hold on. So exchange rate is about 360. So hold on, let's see here. 13. All right, about 360. All right, he's making about $36,000 a year.
A year?
Yeah, 36,000 USD. You say 13 million.
13 million naira every month.
You said every month?
Every month. That is what a Nigerian senator is receiving.
That's $36,000 a month. That's more than in America.
Nigerians are the highest grade pay, the politicians. And then a Nigerian civil worker, he's earning lower than $100 a month. They just got the bid now. A minimum wage of Nigeria is 27,000 naira or 30,000 naira. So why would you think people are not going to do something stupid to make money, to make a living, when a senator is taking home $36,000 a month, excluding wardrobe allowances, furniture allowances, blah, 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 and the people serving them, working as the government, carrying files from one office to the other, earning $100 as a minimum wage salary to begin with, and then with some little incentive. So by the time you calculate everything up, an average Nigerian worker is earning maybe close to $300, maybe not even. And with somebody who is taking $36,000, doing nothing, just being a senator. So that is the reason the rate of Nigeria crime is very high. People will graduate from university, from college, they are in the street there, they can't even get a job. They can't get a job. Yeah, but irrespective of, like I said, however, though, that has not even been any reason for them to justify the reason why the crime rate in Nigeria is so high. But I'm just giving you a little bit of its reason why the crime rate of Nigeria is so high. Nigerian population, the youth takes over 70 or 80% of Nigerian population. So you can imagine, and that is between the range of 16 to 30 years of age. They are about 70%. And Nigeria is over 180 million people. So you can imagine, when people are living in the poor lifestyle, you can't even have a job. So what do you expect the boys them to do? They're just committing crime and getting themselves into all kind of every means that will, you know, they think they will find money, like make money from.
We have brother Adewale, who's also in Canada, is a Nigerian. He's on the line. What's going on?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can
okay.
You hear me?
Yeah, it's better. It was a little bit low, but we can hear you now.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on your show.
Okay. You want to add to this?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the topic today is, why are Nigerians choosing to immigrate to Canada over the US?
Now what part of Canada? What part of Canada are you in?
I am in Edmonton, Alberta.
Okay, so you got
in the same province.
The same state.
Yeah, we're in the same province. I'm from Calgary.
Okay.
Oh, nice. I'm a huge boxing fan too. So when you started talking about boxing, I really got interested, and I'm actually going to try to get your contact so I can see what you've done in the amateur realm.
Definitely.
Yeah, bro. Nice to meet you, man.
Oh, thanks, my brother, man.
Yeah, Dinah's not nice to meet you too, bro. Like,
oh, no problem.
I've been following your show for a while now. I think you're doing a great job.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, bro. I don't fully agree with everything you do, but trust me, like, we can always agree to disagree.
Hey, nobody does, but that's okay. Nobody does. That's okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So why? So why?
What do you want to ask me?
So why did you immigrate to Canada over US and UK?
Oh, I think that's a pretty simple one. I moved to Canada because it was the opportunity that I had at that point. Because most people, most Nigerians, right, that are trying to leave the country, we're usually targeting Western countries. That's how it works, especially the educated ones. So when the Canadian opportunity opened for me about 7 years ago, I made the step and I moved here, and I've successfully settled down, and I'm a Canadian right now. So I tried relocating to the US way before I came to Canada, but that wasn't successful because there is a huge money grab going on in the American embassies in Abuja and in Lagos. Tons of people are constantly applying for visas and they get refused. And I'm not trying to say it's our right to get the visas, right? It's a privilege, but it is what it is. They make millions of dollars from Nigerians and so many other people that are trying to immigrate to the US, to UK, and so many other countries. Yeah. But then, like this brother said, the Canadian opportunities really opened doors. It opened doors in 2015, actually, but I've been here since 2012. And in 2015, they started a program called the Canadian Express Entry, which basically gives you a chance to migrate to Canada if you have certain educational and work experience. So yeah, lots of Nigerians are taking advantage of that right now. And there's a huge influx of Nigerians. It's a good thing. I mean, I understand Nigeria has a terrible reputation across the world, right? But I mean, come on, let's be realistic. It's a country of 200 million people.
Right.
So let's even assume 10 million people are crazy, are doing bad stuff all around the world. That is huge enough to have a negative influence on our image, right?
Right.
But then there are still 190 million normal people. So a lot of people they give us slack all the time for whatever they've heard on the internet. A lot of people are just not educated, people are ignorant. And that's why I respect what you do, because you go on the ground, you see what's going on in all those countries in Africa, and you come back, you share these experiences with African people in the diaspora. And that's a great thing. I absolutely support that. That's what it is. I left back to the original question that you asked, why did I come to Canada?
Yes.
I came to Canada because I had the opportunity to get a better life in Canada. I couldn't have had these opportunities if I was in Nigeria.
Now, do you plan on going back to Nigeria and contribute and helping the renaissance of Nigeria? Like, do you plan on being a part of that?
Migrating back to Canada, to Nigeria full time, like moving back to Nigeria and living in Nigeria permanently. I see that happening. There is a huge chance that's going to happen. But the only way that would happen for me is if things actually start changing. Because it's really tough in Nigeria. I'll tell you that for sure. Like I lived in Nigeria for 26 years, sorry. And I went through all the levels of education up until bachelor's degree. And it was just a rough ride all through. It was tough. It was all the problems you can think of. That's what we face out there, you know. So if those don't improve, and to be honest, it always looks like we have a bleak future, because I mean, in the 2015 election, we only had the option of voting between Goodluck Jonathan and President Buhari. To me, that was a joke. How do you give us two criminals to choose from? That's number one. Number two, in 2019 election, the same thing is repeating itself again. They've given us between Atiku and Buhari.
Okay, so both. This is a question for both of you all. What's your opinion on both the candidates?
Do you want me to go first, or
Adewale, you go first, and then Julius, you could follow up.
Yeah, my opinion is really simple, straightforward. When it comes to Buhari, the guy came up trying to fight corruption. That was his plan, claiming that he's going to do everything to send people to jail that have done corrupt stuff in the past. But that hasn't happened. Nobody has gone to jail. He's trying to fight corruption. And to be fair, he's probably the first person that we've had in a long time that hasn't blatantly stolen money from the coffers of the country. But he's 110% incompetent at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So the requirement for moving the country forward isn't not only stealing money, but you also have to actually have plans that would move the economy forward. This guy has no clue what's going on. This guy slaps us in the face by spending 3 months in the UK with our tax-paying money,
mm-hmm.
treating himself in hospitals that average Nigerians cannot afford to be in. So why would I, as a Nigerian citizen, not deserve that same treatment that he's getting? His kid had an accident on a bike, on a power bike. The next day, he got flown to Germany for emergency treatment. So the problem here is there's so much classism. The politically elite people, they are different from the regular citizens. The politicians and their kids. And don't even get this wrong, bro. The politicians and their kids, they are American citizens at the same time, Canadian citizens, United Kingdom, Australian citizens. So these same criminals are the ones in charge of Nigeria, but they have citizenships in these countries. So why wouldn't I, as a Nigerian, going through that hell in Nigeria, not come and get my own citizenship? That's the mindset that I have.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I have to say about that.
Okay.
And one more thing. One more thing. Atiku. The reason why I cannot support Atiku is because he was a former vice president, and during his tenure as a vice president, he had allegations. Actually, there were proven facts that this guy was dubious and he had a lot of corrupt things going on. But somehow he doesn't go to jail. Nobody goes to jail in Nigeria as long as you have the money to avoid jail. So this guy not only not goes to jail, then he comes back in 2019 and is campaigning to be the president. That's a slap on our face, bro.
All right, brother. Go ahead, Julius.
I mean, it's pretty much just like what he have said. I mean, like, you know, Wawa Ikuben right now, he's about 80 years old, man, like I've just told you before. He had just received his grade 12 certificate about 2 months ago. Grade 12 certificate. So we have a president of a country with over 180 million people, a country where we have professors, lawyers, doctors, name them. Our president is just a grade 12 student. While his vice president is a PhD holder and a professor. Isn't that funny? That is Nigeria for you. Anything can happen. But anyway, for Atiku, there were a lot of allegations on Atiku when he was the vice president and stuff like that, and most of them were proved. You know, and then his former boss, Obasanjo gave 10 different reasons why Atiku would never be a president in Nigeria. And those reasons, he even lists them out on one of his books. He said, My Watch, under Obasanjo's book that he's selling out because he's an author. All of a sudden, last year, Obasanjo endorsed Atiku. And then people started getting worried. Why would the same Obasanjo that said Atiku is a thief, Atiku is nobody to be trusted, Atiku is blah, 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 the same Obasanjo now endorsing Atiku? So there was like a question mark there. And in 2018, Atiku won the presidential primary with the PDP, the opposition party. You need to see what that man did. They were sharing money in Ghana Must Go. Like this bag they call Ghana Must Go, all full of dollars. They were sharing money for the guys that came over there to vote. So that was how he won that primary, the PDP primary election. He bought his way in. So that is the same man that wants to come be the president of Nigeria. But having said that, like I said before, I did not even campaign for both of them because I wanted a younger generation. Because we are tired of these same old people, these same old ideal leaders, like Buhari has nothing to offer to Nigeria. He has nothing to offer to Nigeria. So we need young people. We have Kingsley, we have OBC Kwele, we have Omoyele Sowore that I'm supporting. Again, like I said, unfortunately, the way things are looking right now, I'm not thinking they're going to get anywhere close. So the fight is between the so-called Atiku and then Buhari. So maybe by tomorrow at midnight here now, the winner will be announced. So it's quite unfortunate. But again, this is what it is. So we want a better Nigeria where we can come home to that has security, that has road, that you're not going to be scared to go home. You're going to be thinking about, when we talk about the military, the police, how they're being using, how the government is using them against the opposition or even citizens of the country, how they're intimidating you. You say you've been to Nigeria, you're going on the street now in Nigeria, you see the police holding a rifle on the street, like intimidating you. It can happen here. So of course, we want a better country, just like it is here, before we can have the confidence. Hey, I have 3 kids here. Like I said, I'm 40 years old. My daughter is 16. My son is 14. The little one is 9. I haven't taken them to Nigeria. Why am I going to take them? I don't have money to pay security to be my bodyguard.
Oh, wow.
Because I need to have enough money to pay security, the police, the military to guide me and the kids, especially if they find out that you come from abroad, you're the first target. And again, from the state that I come from, Edo State, you dare not try that if you don't have money to pay the military. So I'm not taking chances. So those are our reasons.
So are you saying when I go to Benin City, I'm going to need full out military?
Oh, buddy, you got to have some military or police backup, man.
Yeah, I just stay in Osun State. I do Edo State, Osun State, Oyo, and Ogun State. And maybe is Calabar safe?
Where Calabar, you're going towards Port Harcourt, you need police there, man. Calabar, Cross River State. Cross River State, where 5 group of House of Assembly members went to shut down the full House of Assembly. I mean, things are happening in Nigeria, man. Trust me. You don't want to go to that area. Stay in your state.
I'll just stay in, so I won't go past Osun State. I'll just do Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Osun. Is Abuja safe? Gotta do Abuja?
I mean, kind of. That is the Federal Capital Territory. It is, but again, it's part of the Northern State. Isn't the same Abuja about how many years, 2 3 years ago, that these so-called terrorists went to blast a bus stop, I mean, like a park where the buses are parked, right? Okay. Hundreds of people died there. So again, I mean, I cannot guarantee anything beyond those states that you call.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I do. I just Lagos, Ogun,
can I chip in, bro?
That's it. All right, go ahead. Osun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Osun.
You know what I think? honestly, some regions in the country are hotspots, you know, when it comes to violent crimes and stuff like that, right? So I haven't been to Benin before, right? But I know for sure that Benin is always in the news. Benin is always in the news. River State is always in the news. Port Harcourt area. Calabar is, I don't hear too much about Calabar. I think it's a safe area. But regardless where you are in the country, there is a chance that a violent crime can happen to you. And if you have to roll around with security, if you can afford it, yes, of course, go for it. But if you can't afford security, I mean, if you have a good personality, you're not walking around at all times, you're not walking around late at night, and you're rolling around with trusted people around you, then you should be safe to an extent. I mean, Dinas, I seen a lot of your videos. I was intrigued. I seen you taking buses. You took buses from
I take the local
Lagos
to
Lagos to Oshogbo. You
Yeah,
took
yeah.
buses, like you took the local buses that we used to take back then when we were living in Nigeria. If
Yeah.
I go to Nigeria right now, I can't even take those buses.
Why not?
So I salute you.
Why?
Bro, it's not safe. It's not, do you know the rate of accidents going on in Nigeria? It's really, really high. Like, so many people die on the roads. There is no first aid. There is no rapid response squad. They claim that they are, but I mean, they're only in tiny pockets across the country, like part of Abuja, part of Lagos, and that's it. If you're traveling from Ibadan, for example,
Ibadan, yeah.
to Oshogbo by those buses, God forbid, if you're involved in an accident, you're at the mercy of God, just so you know, because in those areas, there are no high-class hospitals, number one. Number two, the drivers, just so you know, the drivers, they legally drink and drive. It's not a problem. Like, drivers literally pull over at bus terminals, take shots of alcohol, and continue the journey.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of reorientation that we need to go through, because people don't see these things as wrong. You know, you're driving, your driver is driving, you're sitting right beside him, and you can see the guy dozing, and he's doing 120 kilometers an hour in a rackety bus. So if there is a collision at that particular point, how does anybody survive? So many people die in road accidents. There are so many potholes on the roads. The government isn't doing enough to fix those potholes. People's lives are at constant risk. So, I mean, I would really recommend, bro. I respect those things that you're doing, like trying to live around the locals and stuff. Next time you're traveling on those routes, please do it in a safer way. Don't just go on those buses that put your life at risk, because it's a huge risk. I know tons of people that have died in car accidents. It's one of the highest. It's one of the reasons why people die. Why there is a high mortality rate. Right. So yeah, that's what I have to say about
All
it.
right, so what's the safest route from cause actually I'm gonna be taking a bus from Lome to Cotonou, then Cotonou to Badagry, then Badagry to Lagos, and from Lagos to Osu. What's the safest route? Safest bus?
One second. So once you get to Badagry, because I haven't been to Lome, I haven't been outside of Nigeria to other countries in West Africa, right? But once you get to Badagry, you should probably take what's it called? Take luxurious buses. That's a good start.
Where are the luxurious buses at? I couldn't find. I just went
to. There are lots of them. You know those 30-seater buses?
Yeah, but where do I find them? Because I go to Ojota bus station in Lagos.
Yeah, Ojota area there. Yeah, on my too.
I just go to Ojota and catch the bus, the little local bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so y'all gotta tell me where the luxury bus is.
Go to Jibowu in Lagos. Jibowu has a major bus terminal that has so many luxurious buses that will take you to different parts of the country. But they usually travel far to the east, to the north, like Abuja. I'm not sure if they still go as far as Borno State. Back in the days, they used to go to Maiduguri, but after the security situation got worse in that area, a lot of them stopped transporting people to those areas, right? But you will still find buses that go to Lagos. I mean, that go to Abuja, that go to Benin, that go to all the eastern states.
Well, I'm going to Osobo.
If you're going to Oshogbo, What's it called? Man, I'm beginning to lose memory right
Well,
now.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. But don't use those unsafe routes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you already did it in the past. That's a good experience. You escaped it. Just do. Yeah, bro. Like for real. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take your guys' advice. I'm gonna take your guys' advice. Let's see here.
But
Go ahead.
I heard they've just commissioned a train now from Lagos to Ibadan. So if you're going to Ibadan, I think a train will be safer than taking one of those commercial vehicles.
Yeah, but
If it is
but the thing about Ibadan, man, Ibadan is a zoo. Like Ibadan is more hectic than Lagos.
oh yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah. I just want something from guy. I don't want to get off in Ibadan. I think Ibadan is worse than Lagos. I just want something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't stand Ibadan. Ibadan is a zoo. So yeah.
I guess you know that you've been there, you've seen there, right?
Yeah, I've been through Ibadan. You got to go through Ibadan to get
Oshogbo there,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, okay.
So yeah. So then I had a couple more questions. Goodness. So okay. So what's the future of Nigeria? Like, what's the future? I mean, it's just I just hate it that when Nigerians are so pessimistic about Nigeria.
Yeah.
I still believe in Nigeria has a future. I still believe Nigeria is a great country. It's just for us to get the right leader and not the same old recycling leaders, them that they've always been our leaders since, like I said, from the Great Britain, we got Nigeria got our independent. We need a new dynamic leaders, new young people that will bring innovative to Nigeria, new ideas. Like that is why I was supporting Amoyo Showore. I know this guy would have done it. Nigeria would have changed within two years of his tenure if he would have been elected. So these same old leaders, then they can't do nothing. And the funny thing is, though, like my colleague already said, those same leaders, them all them children are half citizens of all this great country here. They come here for vacation. They see how this great country operates, and then they will go back home and sit in the darkness. They don't care. I just heard that this so-called election are just being conducted. Okay, the INEC office where they're going to be casting out the result of the election. They do not even have power. They have to rent generator. They have to rent generator to power their office and everything because they need to keep the computer running within 24 hours because computer cannot get shut down while they're putting everything in the data and everything. So we need a leader. We need young people that have seen it. Like I, for one, now I come from Edo State. My town is a little bit outskirts of Benin. I have a good idea. I have good mindset. Okay, I want to be a politician in future, maybe with my idea that I have gotten here in Canada. But bro, trust me, they won't vote for me. They will rather vote for a 70 years old man that will say he have an experience. So our people are still backward, kind of. They still believe in once you are 60, 50, then they say you have experience. It doesn't matter even if you haven't got, but they'll think you have experience.
Adewale, go ahead.
Yes. So when it comes to the future of Nigeria,
Yes,
I feel like the negativity has eaten so deep into us that it's going to take a long time and a long process to refix the situation. So, for example, when it comes to our mindset in Nigeria, a lot of us don't really, I'm not saying we are lazy now, right? But a lot of Nigerian youths have, we now copy what we've learned from the politicians over the last 6 decades. So what we do is we try to get money fast. We don't try to get money through the regular route. And to be honest, in Nigeria, we have a huge problem whereby there is no dignity in labor. So if you're doing a labor-intensive job, a job that requires you to go through the dirt, to go through the trenches, people are going to look down on you. Everybody wants to be a white-collar working person. Nobody wants to do the dirty work, because if you're doing the dirty work, society in general would look down on you. And I'm sorry, this is going to offend a lot of people. A lot of people are probably going to disagree with me because I'm saying this, but that's just the fact. We don't really have dignity in labor. So I think we need to change our mindset. And for that to happen, first of all, we need to kick out all these old politicians, like the brother just said. We need to get rid of those guys. After getting rid of those guys, the next generation of people, we also need to start rethinking. We need to actually physically work and do stuff that would, like we need to start from the beginning. I tell you the truth. And when it comes to unification, like between African people of diaspora and we native Africans, well, we're all native Africans anyways. But when it comes to the continental Africans and African people in diaspora, our unification is massively going to bring a positive change. But we have a problem already. We have a lot of conflict. We don't really understand each other. Africans, they move to the United States, for example. They start looking down on African Americans. Same thing happens. The black Americans in the United States are looking down on Africans in the United States for whatever reason it is. And I feel like until we can come across those differences, we can't really progress. And also there is a third factor. We Nigerians in Nigeria, because we have so many tribes, there is a huge conflict. There is a huge divide amongst us, which is absolutely unnecessary, because the moment you step outside the shores of Africa,
right,
nobody cares what tribe you are.
Yeah.
You're all the same. So I try to explain to people, like, I have a lot of friends that are Igbo. I have Hausa friends. Most of my Igbo friends, they don't support. This is getting controversial for me right now.
No. Are you Igbo?
No, I'm Yoruba.
Julius, are you Igbo?
You talking to Julius?
Yeah, Julius, you Igbo?
No, I'm not. I'm not Igbo. I'm from Edo. So yeah, I'm not Igbo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
But we're more closer than we're close to Yoruba, because we're part of the Oduduwa kind of. From the experience, what they said back in the olden days.
Yeah, from Ife.
So we the Edo, we get along pretty well with the Yoruba, because a lot of people from Edo speak Yoruba like very fluently, just like me now. I know how to speak Yoruba even more than my language, so I speak Yoruba fluently.
Interesting. But like I was saying, the intertribal differences that we have within the country of Nigeria, it has transcended in the international phase as well, because that's why people, like, I'll tell you one example. Nigerians as a whole, and this is no shade to us, I'm just saying the fact the way it is. We actually look down on other Africans. When you realize someone is from,
let me say this: is one specific tribe, and I get attacked whenever I say it. It's one specific tribe that primarily does that all across the world. They look down upon everything, and they come from Nigeria. I'm not going to say the name, but I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, let's chop it up, bro. So it's a common thing for a Nigerian to be in the midst of other Africans, Ugandans, and you're just talking down on them. You're like, oh, you guys are from Kenya, man. What do you have to offer? But the fact is that in Kenya, they actually have it better than us in Nigeria. They have a more stable economy going on. They have better infrastructural situation going on in Kenya. They have it better than us in Kenya, but we are still living in that illusion that we're the giant of Africa for some reason. And coming back in a smaller scale, in Nigeria, there is so much tribalism. Like, the Igbos are constantly dissing the Yorubas. The Yorubas are constantly dissing the Igbos. The Yorubas are constantly dissing the Igbos.
Let me tell you this: Igbos are dissing more than Yorubas. I'll leave it like that.
Or the Igbos diss more than Yorubas.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, people go back to the Civil War. They bring up stories about the Civil War. They call Yoruba people traitors. That we sold the Igbos out to the Hausa.
Listen, it's
just a mess, man. It's just a mess.
Listen, you would think every black person on this planet was at war with the Igbos, the way the Igbos talk. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I mean, yeah, man, sometimes we need to be humble. And I'll tell you what, most of my friends, my Igbo friends, they don't have this trait. They don't act this way because they are sensible people. The unsensible ones, they're not friends. I can't be friends with you, sorry. Once you start telling me stuff like, oh, I'm a Jewish Igbo, I'm like, yeah, go back to Israel, bro.
You're right.
You're really Jewish. Go to Israel, man. You know, it's retarded. Why do you say stuff like that? And then you move to America, you're looking down on the Black Americans. You're like, oh, they're on welfare. They don't work. Who the hell are you to have the right to say that kind of stuff? Why are you being disrespectful? You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it. I absolutely disagree with the little antics that we have within our local country and on the international scale. It makes no sense. And that's why it's hard for us to progress. Because until we can come together as a country, forget about splitting into multiple countries. That's not going to save anything. I'll give you an example. If Nigeria decides to split today into
that was my question. Should Nigeria split? All right, go ahead. Go ahead and finish your statement.
Nigeria should not split. And this is the reason why Nigeria shouldn't split. You've been to Osun State before, Dinas, right?
Yeah, of
in
course.
In Osun State, for the longest time, there has been a clash between the Ifes and the Modakekes.
I never knew
there's
that.
There's Ife and Modakeke. And these two communities are literally 15 minutes apart drive. So these people are pretty much the same. Someone coming from another part of the country doesn't see a difference between them, but they see a difference between themselves. And for that reason, they are constantly clashing. Well, the killings have reduced in recent times. But back in the days, it was a mess. Same thing is happening in the East. In the East, there is a group of people that they call the Osus. The Osus are being discriminated upon heavily. They are not allowed to intermarry with the regular Igbos for some reason. So you tell me, if the country splits along those lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen to the whole Osus? Are they going to be constantly subjugated while they're in the Igbo region? What happens in the Yoruba region? If the Yoruba region splits, the Ifes and the Modakekes, the Ijebus and the Egbas, I'm Ijebu from Ogun State. The Ijebus and the Egbas, are they still going to be clashing? So at the end of the day, there is no point splitting. The only solution that I see for us going forward is we have to, someone said she's mulatto. Yeah.
Excuse your face.
Yes, sure. So if we end up splitting into different geopolitical regions, it's not going to make sense because there's still going to be the tension within those sub-regions. So the best approach that I think we have to follow going forward is we don't have a choice. We're already a nation. We have to go forward as a nation. Now, if I'm going to be more deep, if I want to go more in depth to this whole thing, Nigeria as an entity was created by the British. So it's a region where people of different cultural, ethnical, religious backgrounds were forced to come together, right? In my opinion, I would actually support if the entire continent of Africa can be moving forward on one passport, on one international passport. That'll be the best thing that I see happening. And if that happens, if the entire continent of Africa can progress under one citizenship, that way Africans of diaspora can easily come in and get a citizenship. But if Africans in the diaspora want to come into these individual countries, I don't have a problem with it. I absolutely support anybody getting a citizenship in Nigeria, Ghana, wherever. But the bureaucratic problems, barriers, makes it more difficult for that to happen. So that's my take on that.
Okay. Julius, if you want to answer,
I think Nigeria just needs to be restructured because, like he had earlier said, Nigeria is the country that has different ethnic backgrounds. And then when the Great Britain, Nigeria was once called Niger area.
Right.
So it was during the Lord Lugard, the Great Britain time from Kogi. They actually stayed in Lokoja, Kogi State, where the two rivers, Niger and Benue met. So that is where they actually formed the place called Nigeria. You know what I mean? So they named that country Nigeria, and they joined people from Benue, from the eastern part, the Igbos, the Yoruba, the Shekiri, the Edo, we are the Benders, the western region. They joined all of us together as one country. And before that, every part of this geopolitical zone had their own regional leaders them. But now you're joining different people from every ethnic background together as a country. That agreement were not there together yet, but they forced us because you know what happened when they force you. Of course, you get no choice. So what will Nigeria have right now that is going that our old people them are still using? It is the restructure of the military that they used back in the days, and that is what we still have in place. So I think Nigeria need to be one as a country, but Nigeria need restructuring where the young people then will be involved. We are the ones, we're still going to be here, God knows, 30, 40 more years. This article them, Buhari here, them, who knows how long they're going to be here. They are the one governing us with their old ideologies of the way they have restructured Nigeria. So we need that country to be restructured. But again, I want Nigeria to be one. I do not expect Nigeria to be broken in the different places.
All right, so we're gonna finish off with 2 more questions. Shout out to Ya Ankara Akan. I think now a British general's wife named Nigeria. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, and then real quick, you guys, real quick, I got to shout out to my brother Tomlini. Again, my brother Tomlini, make sure you guys go to the site, tomlini.com. These are his luxury bags. Again, if you guys are in the market for a luxury bag, buying, you know, Louis Vuitton, keep-alls and carry-alls, black owned, okay, brothers out of the UK. He blessed me with some bags. So, again, support the brother. I'm going to be helping him out. You know, I'll partner with him. You know, because again, black owned, if you're into black owned luxury bags, here you go. And let me know if you like the brown joint or this color is called salmon. Let me know if you like the brown joint or salmon. Let me know which one you like.
Sounds good.
And then Julius, now shout out your you have a platform too, correct?
Yes.
Go ahead and share with everybody where they could
yeah, I just launched a YouTube channel and it's called the Afemai TV channel. So you all can check it out. It's AFEMAI TV channel. So you all can check it out and you know, please support your boy, subscribe and click the likes and share within friends. I'm pretty much just talking about the political situation happening within Nigeria right now. Until after the election is being announced, then I will now know who is the president of Nigeria, so I can have an update information out there. Again, I'm going to do more of a presentation here in Canada, so I can actually show our people back home how the Western countries are built and how the system runs here. So if we are given opportunity to bring the ideas and what we've seen here to bring it home, I think Nigeria will be a great place. I mean, just like in the United States where you are right now, one of the best doctors in the United States is a Nigerian. This man actually took a baby out of the mother's womb when the baby has some infection or something like that. He treated the baby, did the surgery, and put the baby back in the mom's womb and sew it back. And the due date, the mother delivers the baby. So we have great people if we're given opportunity. Nigerians are blessed. You throw Nigeria into a desert without nothing, we will come out to be something. So I think like I said, I am bringing out the image of Nigeria out here, not because I want to dent it, but just for our leader. Hopefully, some of their children will watch our platform and they will be able to tell their father, their parents, say, hey, things are going wrong. We need to start putting things in the right way. Like we that have been in diaspora, we're not going to be here just pretend like everything is okay back home. We're going to talk about it because it's not okay. That is why we're here. Like my brother there, he's a graduate. The opportunity that he has here in Canada, if he was having such opportunity in Nigeria with the beautiful atmosphere that we have back home, I don't think he wants to come here. Who wants to come live in a minus 40 degree here? I don't want to. But you can't get such opportunity back home. So you rather go for a place where you will have a greater opportunity. That's why we're here. Rest of mind. You're walking now. You're not walking to look at who is walking behind you, who is chasing you. Rest of mind, peace of mind. So yeah, I think that is just about my own platform that I just created, just to talk about things within the African blocks and bring some positive idea to them, and hopefully it will make sense to our leaders then.
Who is Somali Bantu? People keep saying interview Somali Bantu. And Adewale, do you have a platform at all? Anything you want to share in closing? Adewale, are you there? Adewale, you there, brother? We can't hear you.
His volume is down.
Yeah, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
I know what happened.
Adewale. Yeah, but Adewale, you back? You with us? Let's give Adewale a couple seconds to come on. But everyone, thank you for joining us. Make sure you go to search for Uhuru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you go to the brother Julius channel as well. Afemai, how do you say it, brother? Afemai?
Afemai TV channel. AFE
TV channel. Yeah, I spelled it. Afemai TV channel. Make sure you guys go there and subscribe right now. Make sure you go subscribe. Support the brother. And then also make sure you go to Tomlini.com. Make sure you guys go to Tomlini.com. All right, support the brother if you're in the market for a luxury bag, carry all as you travel. So
I'll sure get one of that for sure, definitely.
I'm trying to figure out, guys, which one. Okay, so listen, people, when I go to Nigeria on Sunday, which one should I rock through the airport? Should I take this one with me? Everybody in the chat room?
I think you should go with the brown one.
Brown. Okay.
Yeah, because of the weather and the condition of the environment, dusty and stuff like that. So I think you should go with the brown one. I mean, it's my self opinion.
Okay, perfect.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, there you go. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead and if you have a platform, anything else you want to share in closing, go ahead.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really hope the conversation made sense. And I'm a huge boxing fan, so I recently started a boxing conversation channel. So it's basically Adewale M on YouTube. And you can follow me on Instagram if you want.
Adewale M, okay?
Yes, Adewale M.
Okay.
And you can follow me on Instagram as well. It's Brave Heart for Life. And that's it. Okay,
cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining. Until next time, family. Peace.
Peace. Thanks for having us.
Oh, anytime.
Okay, bro.
Thank you, bro.